Okay, boys and girls, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's so simple. Pick more or less than your favorite players in the NBA, NHL, UFC for the chance to win 100 times your money. Go to the App Store, you download Prize Picks. It's available in states like Texas, California, and 30 more, plus Canada. It's a great time to play because if you use code TIMBO when you sign up, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. It's a great time to play. Code TIMBO when you sign up. Prize Picks. Okay, boys and girls. Old Red just got himself a massage. He's about to pass out. Hate those massages. You go in there, and of course, no, it's not a tug. But you wonder.
Could it be a tug?
Could it be? Just a couple thrusts here and there to see what happens, and nothing. All right. It's been a great week. Well, it's been a good week, I'd say. A good week. We got the legend Joe Diesel Riggs joining us today, as always. He's been coming in my office and just leaving it a goddamn fucking mess every time he comes in. He says, Red, can I use your office? I said, no problem. I look on the cameras, there's this young child just banging on my keyboard. I love that shit. And then we got one of the top bantamweights in the world, Marcus McGhee, joining us. Let's have a good show. Let's get that posture up, grab a refreshment of your choice, and let's get serious here. Marcus, welcome back from Abu Dhabi.
Ooh, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Good to be back.
How was the travel overall?
Man, it was blessings, man. Honestly, it was good. I was telling the guys I fasted the way down, so no food was no fun, but it was a good ride still. And then getting there, getting acclimated was nice.
So you fasted the whole time so that when they're coming around trying to hand out those meals, you're just having to pass them up.
God. And they were looking at me crazy too, like, what is he doing?
Aren't you hungry?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm hungry. Could you stop? Don't even ask me. You know?
And so you were hitting your 6 milligrams. What kind of lip pills you hit to hold you over?
Man, which one was On put me on to him, man.
Oh, did he?
A Rogue?
Maybe it was a Rogue. It's but the flavor was like cinnamon, some type of cinnamon something. I forgot what it was, but On put me on to him. And
it was holding you off a little bit from the food.
Yeah, it kept me good on the flight over for sure. Oh, it was coffee is what it was. It was coffee flavor.
So was it Lucy?
No, it wasn't a Lucy. They sell them at like at the Fry's gas station. Mm-hmm. Man.
So say 12 weeks out from this fight, what was your weight?
12 weeks out, I was actually already doing pretty good. So I was probably like 64, probably 62, mm-hmm. right around then, 12 weeks out.
So clean 28 over, 28 over, and you got a full family at home. I always have like, when people cut as much weight as you and there's a full family at home, the kids are snacking, the wife's making food for everyone, and you're just sitting there pure discipline.
Just locked in, man, trying not to go in there and snack on their stuff. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll take a scoop of peanut butter here and there. That would suffice.
That's a good point. I never thought about that, how hard that is.
Yep.
Well, your old trick, Diesel, is just chew it up and spit it out.
I've had my hand in a petticoat or two. That's a hair away from bulimia, though. You got to be careful.
It just doesn't do it justice, though.
Nah,
it needs to hit that. It needs to go down.
Yeah, if I chew it, it's got to go. You know, that's not even the most fun part. Is the swallowing part. No
yes,
Diddy.
No Diddy on that. Yeah. So that big weight cut, and how early did you guys go over to Abu Dhabi?
We got there Friday. But we took off Friday. We landed there Saturday. So I got there like about 7 days early. About 7 days out from the fight, basically. Got there Saturday afternoon. So that was good. That was a good call because I needed the time to acclimate. So by Monday, I was already acclimated and everything was all functioning, all cylinders firing. So that was a good decision.
Man, Abu Dhabi's just a different world, isn't it?
It really is, man. You know, I stepped out there thinking I was all good because stepping off the plane, threw some sweats on, like I'm going to go work out outside, man. Hit about 15 minutes of working out, died with the sweatsuit on, man. Took that thing off. I wasn't, and I knew why, you know. Yeah. I was like, I had no business doing that out there. That humidity with that heat.
Different.
It's just different, man. Just different.
Yeah, right when we landed there, we went on a jog, and it just zapped my red tits. Fucking, it turned me straight into a lobster, and I was cooked for like hours. And it was just like not a very long run. Just the sun hits different.
It does hit different, and you don't notice it until like 12 minutes, and then at 12 minutes, it's like on you. You know, it's just on you, and you're like can't shake it. You know. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I shook it out. The next day we were back. I was back to moving, but I went out in my barely any clothes. We went and hit a workout outside still. And it was good. It was good doing it with not sweatsuits on and everything, because I'm used to putting sweatsuits on all week, like put the sweatsuit that the UFC gives me, and I'll bring my own sweatsuits, and I usually work out that way just to get the extra sweat. You don't need that out there.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that country's crazy. It's just like there's a camera on every corner, every inch of that city. There's a camera on.
Yeah.
So there's no PDA. Yeah. Public display of affection.
Yeah. What did they do? What would be?
Honestly, to be honest, like all those rules, man, they're like, I'm not saying they're not enforced at all, but man, it just seemed like it was a hit and miss, because there was some people
sucking face,
100%, holding hands, different things like that. Nothing as intense as you see here in America.
Butt fucking on the streets.
Yeah. But definitely people holding hands, people dressing things that I wouldn't assume that they'd be able to be dressed out.
Yeah.
Because my wife was like really like, hey, I can't bring this, I can't bring that, because I brought my wife with me. So yeah, she was like, man, I feel like we haven't even been close to each other this whole week, because obviously, sex goes out the window, what I'm saying? So that's not a thing. And then now we're not holding hands or really kissing or anything like that. And she's with me for this whole fight week. So it was a good experience for us both too. A lot more spiritual stuff, a lot of Bible studying together, a lot of things like that. So really great experience overall.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you think it's going to be so uptight and everyone's going to be so strict, but it's kind of lenient. It's not too bad.
100%. And I think they know they need to do that. I mean, these are people coming around from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And yes, they do need to follow your rules to a certain extent and understand your culture. But to a certain extent, you want people to come here and spend money. They can't completely disregard their own culture and their own things and to come out there. And I think they understand that. So I think it was a healthy mix.
So you guys didn't really hang around in Dubai at all?
No, not at all. We got the rental car, shot straight up, because we got there kind of late Saturday. We were planning on being a little early Saturday. Mm-hmm. So got the rental car, shot straight up to Abu Dhabi, and then pretty much passed out. Got the Airbnb all set up and everything, and crashed out so that we were ready for the next day. So
it's wild how different those cities are.
They really are,
Wild, like crazy.
What's one thing you guys wouldn't do down there? You wouldn't want to get caught doing?
Butt fucking on the streets.
Yeah, that for sure. That for sure. Or again, blazing. I'm not getting caught smoking weed out there for sure.
Didn't smuggle any out?
No, man. And honestly, I'm pretty good about that, especially fight week. Like, I don't even touch any weed during fight week.
So fight week, you go cold turkey?
Always. This time I actually quit 4 weeks out, though.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so actually I was like, really, it was good. And it was a good thing for me. And I'm going to continue doing that, too, just because, like, it was good. And it's something that I've been wanting to do more of anyways, just because I love cannabis and I have a passion for cannabis, but that doesn't mean that I need to worship it like I do. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
And it becomes when it becomes a habit, it becomes worship, right? And I can't have multiple different things on the throne of my heart. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. It was a good moment for me.
Dude, I think that's so good, and especially for the young bucks to hear, because it's like you're either using it for a tool or it's got complete control of you. And people say, it's my medicine. It's like, no, you're addicted.
Yeah, that's
you're
your excuse.
Junkie.
That's your excuse. That's your way of excusing it. And it's like, don't excuse it. It's one thing to say, hey, yes, I have this thing going, and I'm overusing it or underusing it, to realize it, and then to, mitigate that and fix that situation. It's not bad to smoke weed. It's bad to smoke weed habitually after every single thing you do. It's bad to do anything like that. If you're drinking energy drinks like that, problem. You're chewing gum like that, problem. You're smoking cigarettes like that, problem, right? Everything becomes, it's more so how you use it regularly than the fact of using it ever, Like even drinking alcohol, same thing. Like, it's all right to come back and have a couple beers. It's a problem when it's every single night, every morning, every afternoon,
What are some things that you notice because you quit cold turkey 4 weeks out, what are some things you notice, and how many days did it take for you to be like, all right, I'm all right. I'm kind of seeing the benefits of this. I'm a little more clear-headed here.
And honestly, it's not even like I really get too much of a difference, because honestly, the whole time I didn't even realize I wasn't high. And that's what blows me away, because that tells me everything I need to know about the experience. I don't smoke for the high. I think I'm past that, I smoke because I enjoy the terpene profiles. I smoke because I enjoy the smell and the aromas. I smoke because I enjoy the habitual time that it takes me to roll up, to break it down, to check out the bud and appreciate the bud for what it is, the structure, the trichome density, all those types of things, and then habitual reasons. Because as far as the high, man, I didn't even notice the whole time. The first 3 days is more like the habit forming part of it, right? I have to form other habits that trump the habit of trying to go smoke in between these times. So that's a lot of time that I get back. If I notice anything, that's what I notice. I get a lot of time back from taking so much of the smoking away from myself.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel it mess with your sleep? Were you having more dreams or?
I didn't even notice that I was having more dreams until one of the homies over at Built Better told me. He was like, "Hey man, something about dreams," and I was like, "No," and then I was like, "Wait, I have been having a bunch of crazy dreams, you know?" So yes, I did notice that the dreams came back because I don't really have as many dreams when I am smoking cannabis. Even when I'm smoking pretty heavily, I try to tell myself not to smoke past a certain time because you got those people that are like, "Oh, I smoke and I pass out." I'm a very active stoner, so like when I do smoke, I'm very active. I'm cleaning, I'm fixing my garden up, I'm putting my cannabis garden together, I'm going out skateboarding, I'm going to the gym, you know, like very seldomly is it me smoking to just sit down. Maybe to smoke and play video games, but still it's like usually doing activities.
Yeah, usually sometimes when I know Mariah's going to want to watch a show that I do not want to watch. So I just take a huge one to the dome piece.
What's the show that she like?
Couch locked so I can handle these fucking shows that she wants to watch.
You're better than me for watching them, man.
They're good. Some of them are good.
Man, and you can catch me walking by and doing the whole dad thing, like just standing there, catching like good 5-7 minutes of it, and then going about my business, then be standing in the corner seeing what I'm seeing again, you know, and moving on. But nah, she can't get me to sit down with her on that. But we do have a lot of different TV shows that we've been liking, like they came out with that series on David, which was dope. David versus Goliath, and then they got The Chosen that came out.
You watch that before bed?
Yeah, always at night because she's a teacher and obviously I'm gone all day. So usually, yeah, on at night, you know, that's her biggest thing. But she watches a lot of other different stuff too, like SVU and all that fun stuff. So, but that's just not my forte.
So even say, let's start even 6 weeks out. Who was kind of doing your diet? Were you doing your own diet?
No. So I've been working with Ancientarian. That's the name of the brand, but Rob Esice. I've been working with him since my first pro fight. So even outside of camp, he always keeps me right with my. So even when I'm 164, the thing is like I'm in really good shape at 164.
What about 175?
I'm still in like I'm probably close to that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, you're one of the biggest bantamweights I've ever seen.
Your back
Easily.
looks like a turtle shell, man. You're fucking huge.
It just comes back on crazy, man. Because like I've definitely been enjoying myself, especially coming back from Dubai, just trying to try all their stuff, the chocolates and everything like that. And I'll taper off next week, and I'll probably be back down into the 60s. But yeah, absolutely, I hit 180 the week after the fight.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
That's crazy, dude.
And the only thing that'll be different is I will have that turtle shell belly, you know. Mm-hmm. But I think I was like 176 or something like that, and we did my fat percentage, and it was like 11.4 at 174 pounds.
So 180 pounds, for the people who don't know, it's 44 pounds over 136. Do you think you're losing a lot of muscle, or do you just carry water different?
I think I carry water different, and I can tell, especially once I get in, because it is muscle mass. I've put on muscle mass, and it's something that we focused on over at Built Better, and doing it in the right manner as well. So like I'll do a lot of like saunas and stuff like that regularly just to heat acclimate myself. And the amount of water I can drop in 45 minutes and is like I'll drop like 6 or 7 pounds of water, you know.
In one practice.
In a practice sometimes, or even just hitting the sauna, just going to the steam sauna, hot sauna, and then jumping in the jacuzzi. I'll drop that type of water weight.
Do you sweat like Jared Cannonier?
Yeah, very much like him. So it's because honestly, my weight cuts are very, very. If anybody who's been around me, I think I handle the weight cuts very easy. You know, almost too easy every single time. It always trips me out how easy the weight cuts are for me, because of the fact that I can be that heavy. You know, and I'm in shape that heavy. It's different because you see some guys and they're like, when they're getting up in that weight, they're like
sagging tits,
100%. You know, and I still got a 6-pack.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
So yeah, just definitely different body type, and I do think it has to do with my muscles' willingness to hold water.
And then fight week, were you doing mostly the UFC meals?
Yep, all UFC meals fight week. Yep. So when I landed, I stuck to my nutritionalist plan all the way up till Monday, and then obviously Tuesday when I get down to them, I just start doing all their meals the way that they say it. I start intaking the water. You know. Mm-hmm. I'm usually at like 6 liters by the time I'm getting there, like 6 to 7 liters every day. And then that Tuesday, I'll do another 6 liters, drop down to 5 liters on Wednesday. Thursday, I'll usually do like maybe 1,000 milliliters, something like that.
And then usually, so the Thursday around 5 p.m. Weigh-ins are the next morning at 9 a.m. How much you usually weigh in that Thursday night?
So I've been doing really great. Like this one, I was weighing 143 around 5. 5 p.m. So we started my weight cut around 7:30. And so when we started my weight cut, I was like 143.2, 143.4, something like that. Been really adamant about sticking to the plan. And that was one of the things I really liked about this camp in particular. That was one of the mantras too, is just like, trust the process, stick to what the plan is, do everything like you're supposed to do it. You can kind of rest assured that everything will be right when it's time to drop the weight.
Okay, boys and girls, this episode is brought to you by Spade. Now, Spade, 0 sugar, 0 calories, all natural. There's 6 flavors: cola, yuzu lime, guava, blueberry acai, kiwi strawberry, Dr. Spade. There's only 6 ingredients, including water, sweetened with the most premium form of stevia on the market. It's caffeine free, so it's good if you got a grandma or you're a parents that are addicted to sodies. Those sugary sodies are killing them slowly. Now, this is a healthy alternative, and it's very tasty. There's added electrolytes. And for our listeners, there's an Amazon link in the description. Timbo Spade 10 is the code for a clean 10% off. Back to the program. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things people don't realize, like, especially getting out of fight camp. You're fully out of a fight camp, and then you get into fight camp 8 weeks out, and you're like, holy fuck, I'm out of shape. Or, God, my weight's high. But just knowing if I just stick with this process, I'll be in shape and I'll get this weight off. One of the fucking hardest things. So, I mean, dude, the fight with Petr Yan was so sick. It was such a sick fight. Just seeing you in there with Petr Yan just made me fucking happy. Knowing you for as long as we've known you and seeing you versus a guy like that, it was just badass. Was there anything that kind of stuck out to you that was different with him in front of you, or what do you think?
No, nothing that was different. Honestly, I felt really good about being in front of him. Felt really good about the matchup and everything that was going on. So, I knew the level, training with the guys that we train with, I feel like I know that level, and we're all aware of that level, and we're on that level, And the thing that I think started to play out as the fight goes on is just like really taking advantage of those moments, right? When we always say there's not that many moments in there really isn't. 5 minutes each round goes by pretty quickly if you let it. And the decision-making process in that time matters a lot, the amount of energy that you decide to use. So you really got to take advantage of those moments. And I think he did a better job of making those adjustments than I did, especially in that 3rd round. But even the second half of that the second round as well, And I think that just solidified that to me, that when we're in there, making sure that you're optimizing every single one of those seconds that's in there.
I mean, it just proves, though, he's number 3 in the world, and that, I mean, you were right in there hanging with him. So, I mean, you definitely probably had to get a lot of growth out of that fight in that fight camp alone.
Yeah, and that's how I felt like throughout the whole fight camp, even before, even though I was like heavier weight, man, I really feel like the work that we put in since the last fight has been consistent and just been going. Even though I was 64, 62, I mean, I was in really good shape at that point, so getting into camp, it was all about just pushing the limits, and if anything, I was frustrated at myself because we pushed the limits like that so that we can leave more of ourselves in there, and there's parts of myself that I know that I didn't leave in there for whatever reason, for whatever mental barrier reasons that we did not decide to go. We got a lot more go in there, and that's something I look forward to, showcasing as time goes on, is just, leaving more of myself in there.
It's hard with him. It's hard with that guy because his guard is so tight, and in close, he's one of the best fighters. I mean, he's probably the best fighter in the world in close, in that fucking like clinch position or in there, and he's fast counter punching. So it's easier said than done saying, oh, just go. Then you open up and you get bing, bing, bing. You're like, oh, fuck, I got to be careful when I go. That guy is tight.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. And finding those angles around those shots is something that you have to really be focused on, timing on, and everything like that too. And yeah, man, got to give kudos to everything he's done and everything he is, right? Like, he's a great fighter, and he's done so much with it. So definitely learned a lot, and excited to see how it translates into my game moving forward.
Yeah, and I know the UFC loves you too, so, I mean, you're going to be back in that top 5 in no time.
Yep, just put the work in, one foot in front of the next, right?
Yep. 100%.
Your rankings changed at all after the fight?
Yeah, they went down. I went down to 13. I'm like, I don't understand how that happened, but,
So who popped ahead, the Vinicius kid?
Yeah, Vinicius Oliveira, yeah, he popped ahead of me. So, it is what it is. Honestly, I never really cared for the ranking stuff anyways. Yeah. And, I'm always focused on things that are higher than that anyways, too. So, all that stuff is for all the people that want to focus on those things, The focus for me is to grow and become, more skilled and a better man overall. So
There you go.
I feel like that is definitely being done. So I'm super excited about that.
Dude, fuck yeah. So what kind of stuff have you been treating yourself to this week, meal-wise?
Man, dude, what haven't
You
I
name
been?
it.
You name it, man. On the
Mexican?
we just got done with Mexican right now. Yeah, we just
Enchiladas?
What'd you eat?
we went to Burrows and Fries over there by so we just got some burritos.
Burritos and fries. Where's that at?
It's right next to right across from like where the Dave and Buster's is. It's like there's like a Starbucks there, and they got the Canes right off of Glendale.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Would you get a chicken burrito and fries?
He got the chicken burrito with fries. I honestly got a breakfast burrito, and I wanted the hash brown breakfast burrito, and they ended up giving me like the shredded beef, and I feel like that was God saying, "Hey, bro, let's eat a little healthier." Shredded beef and bell peppers and some eggs. So better than the one I was in. I was gonna get the hash browns with the eggs, the sausage, the sour cream, and then hash browns in there.
Push over 180.
Yeah, push me over that number. So, but it's kind of crazy too. Yeah, I think that plays all a part too. Because like yesterday, I was like swollen and freaking feeling all the weight, and I ate whatever I ate yesterday, man. And finished the night at like 178.
Did you really?
Yeah, and I was like, yo, what the heck? But then woke up this morning at 172 pounds. You know what I'm saying?
A quick little 6-pound steamer.
Yep, yeah. So it just goes to show you like the fluctuation of water and the fluctuation of eating. I can eat way more than most people can, I think, especially after these fights. Like most people can't eat that same way. They get locked up, and I follow the protocols of the UFC, and my nutritionist has me, so I focus on my drinks, focus on eating small things. So by the time I get ready to start eating, my body's like, yo, let's go.
Let's go. Let's eat.
Yeah, and I feel good,
Yeah. Did you watch any of the other fights on that card?
Yeah, I watched a couple of them when I was there. Like I watched Bryce Mitchell fight Saeed. I got to see a little bit of was it Damian versus what's his name, Davy Grant. So got to see a little bit of that, and then I saw some of the other guys get after it too that were right before me. What's his name, Barrios and Shot and the Bullet. I watched that fight as well.
He attacked somebody that kissed their wife or something like that last time. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear anything about
Not
that.
last time, but
I've heard about that. The PDA, and he ended up
Yeah.
beating a guy up because he saw some guy sucking face with his wife.
Oh man,
Yeah.
sucking face with his own wife.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
With his own wife. And the guy beat him up. Supposedly, I don't know. Bryce Mitchell, though, 135 pounds. I mean, that's kind of an exciting little bout, and he did good.
Yeah.
He looked good. He got in trouble a few times. He out-wrestled Saeed. Saeed's one of those tall guys. You get a body lock on them. Their feet are still touching the mat. They're hard to finish on, but Bryce stayed relentless and got it done by decision.
Yeah, came back from that mad knee too, bro. That knee, honestly, I thought it was over after that knee, man. And he just, embodied the spirit of Christ and
Dude, how do
decided
you
to keep
remember?
moving forward.
Remember his speech afterwards. I don't know how after a
Man,
fight like that, be able to remember.
I think the way you remember it is you're in the book, right? You're reading the Bible. Like, it's not just, you're not just saying these things, you're constantly inside the book, looking at these scriptures, going through them, letting them mend your heart, letting them actually touch your heart, not just saying things. A lot of the guys, and no, not hating on anybody because everyone's in their own path and everything, but a lot of people that are spiritual and are trying to, follow God. A lot of them don't want to get into the book. They don't want to read. They don't want to constantly be inside the Bible and learning and letting it grow. And you can tell that Bryce is, you can tell that he's constantly in his word, constantly being molded by the word, which is God, So honestly, getting to talk to him and be out there with him gave me a whole different aspect, in which I always liked him anyways. I always liked how bold he was for Christ, and the fact that you could tell that he was like in the scripture, not one of those guys that's just saying whatever and not living it. He's adding these things to his life, and none of us are perfect. All of us are still struggling constantly, but he's constantly trying to add it to his life, and you can tell. So that's very admirable for me.
Yeah, it takes some discipline to put that phone down and pick up a book and read the book. Like, when's the last time someone's read a book for 1 hour or even a half hour without looking at your phone? It's rare anymore.
Very rare, very rare. Honestly, I read the Bible on my phone a lot, and I do get into just the Bible too a lot of times too. Like I'll go to the back, I'll find like certain key words, and then I'll find scriptures, and I'll go to different books just to play around in it. But the thing is with the Bible in particular is most people who do even read it, they read it and they put it down, right? It's not like they read it and then turn back into Genesis and then go start again, and start really getting the meat, because honestly, even after you go through it multiple times, you start picking up different passages that didn't hit before, because there's so much in there. There's so much information to download, so many different stories, so many different people, so many different lineages. So I think that that's one of the things that's been, again, changing my life and helping me as a father, as a husband, as a teammate, is constantly being in that book, you know?
I always enjoy looking at scriptures too, and then looking at a scripture from a different translation and see what it said and how you can interpret that in different ways. It's like it's a crazy,
Do you have an example
crazy book.
you can think of?
Just any scripture. You can look at it through like a King James translation, or you can do it on Google pretty easily.
NIV.
It's pretty interesting to do.
I don't know if you heard this. Was it Amazon or some major company like that bought the rights to the King James Version of the Bible?
I haven't heard anything about
And they're
that.
trying to.
I don't know if that's something that they can do. I mean, who owns the rights to that?
I don't know. You can look at that, Red.
Yeah.
Like, who owns the rights to the Bible, you know?
I read something like that. Again, I could be wrong. I've been known to get some things wrong.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
That'll blow me away though. To find out who owns the rights
and
to
they
the
were-
Would they
Bible.
scratch that check too?
Yeah.
and they were taking things out. There's a lot of things they're taking out of the Bible that you know.
No, Amazon has not purchased the rights.
Maybe
to
not
King James.
Amazon. God damn it, Tim. Some major. I said or some major.
So the King James version was first published in 1611. Is in the public domain in most of the world, including the United States. In the United Kingdom, the King James version remains under a special form or perpetual crown. Yes, I don't know where that came from, Joe. There.
I'm gonna go put my beak into it. And find out.
Yeah, please do.
God damn it.
Okay, back to the UFC here. We had also Robert Whittaker versus Rainer de Ridder.
I was in the we trained around the same time, so got to meet the Ritter. He's a cool dude. He's a pretty chill, relaxed type of guy. You know, his team's pretty cool too. Those guys at Killcliff, all of them are pretty good. Honestly, crazy enough too. It was dope too because a lot of those guys are biblical as well. You know, and literally I was bumping Zonti back there because Zonti's who I walked out to. And one of their main coaches was like, bro, I've been bumping Zonti. That's all I've been bumping. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. He was like, yeah, he just dropped that song. I met Jesus down in Florida. I'm like, bro, you are like on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so we just all got into the scripture too after the training session and like kind of started going through different scriptures and talking about different passages and stuff like that. So a lot of that, man, God was moving a lot during the whole time, the whole trip, man. So I felt so blessed in that atmosphere, you know. Even with my team, you know, just certain things that we were going through with the guys there. And it's just like, you know, being able to utilize the word in those moments and see it move, you know, in real time, you know, was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Dude, that Rainer de Ridder guy, he is a skilled fucking guy. That guy is not the most athletic. He's not the most like rhythm type of guy. He's not very explosive and fast twitch. And any guys like that are in the top 5, top whatever. I love watching them fight because, you know, they're so solid all over the board. And this guy, the way he walks forward with that knee, like on paper, athleticism-wise, any other sport, Robert Whittaker would school Rainer de Ridder. But he found a way. And the fight could have went either way, but that Rainer de Ridder is a problem. And he's a problem for Dreykus and Khamzat also.
Yeah, and he's big. I mean, I think that, dude, he's big. He's really big. That was one of the things I was super impressed about too, because and he's very meticulous. Like even their striking and stuff like that. Again, he wasn't going through too many crazy combos or anything like that. Very specific on the things that he wants to use, and he uses them. You know, and I think that that's something that a lot of people can do a lot to learn from. Right? It's like the person who practices one kick 10,000 times is going to be able to utilize that kick more efficiently than the person that practices 10,000 kicks one time. Right? And he kind of, I feel like that was his mentality, you know.
I think for those Killcliff guys, I think that's what Henry Hoof preaches, the keep it simple, stupid method, and they're always doing just simple stuff. A lot of reps on just simple stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's just
How big is he? How big is that guy?
Who, the Ritter?
Yeah, what does he weigh? Or what does he walk around with?
I mean, I could swear I heard them talking like 230 probably. I know his boys are right around that, so I'm sure he
made Bo Nickel look very tiny.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not surprising to me. I know Jared could be up there too, you know, so be up big like that. So same thing with like Alex Pereira, dude. Those guys hit 220, no problem. So I definitely think, and then he's just like, I think 6'3", 6'4", you know, like every bit of the height too, you know, like he definitely is like that height. You know, you see some guys are like, man, are you sure you're 6'3", 6'4", you know? But he definitely is
big dude.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, Rainer de Ridder now is number 5, and he has Israel Adesanya ahead of him. And I know Izzy said he wants to fight Sean Strickland for his comeback. And then we got Khamzat versus Dreykus. And then the number 1 is the Nasruddin Imavov.
And he's fighting Kyle Baharo.
That's right. Number 6, Kyle DeBrow. Whew. Man, the middleweight division is more exciting than it's ever been now, I believe.
For sure.
I would agree. Definitely more talent in there, more tough matchups. And you're seeing these guys kind of pull out and show that, there's different levels, and there's a lot of guys that are on that level too now, even at that size. Because for a long time, it was like the same people, similar to 35. But you're starting to see like there's a lot more guys that are popping up that are on that level.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just got done with your fight. I'm sure you're going to be taking a little bit of a break, healing up, still training, improving your skills. But is there someone in there you'd like to kind of get it on with?
Yeah, man. Honestly, me and Eamon were already matched up. I don't know how that matchup hasn't happened again. I'd love to get down with Rob Font. Anybody above me, Vinicius Oliveira, if that fight opens up too, that one sounds good to me as well.
What about Cheeto?
Cheeto too, any of those guys, anybody that's up in that mix, I definitely don't want to drop down and fight anybody below me. I will if that's what ends up having to happen. But yeah, I'd love to step up still and fight somebody above me primarily. But I really feel like that me and Eamon were already matched up, bro, and for whatever reason that fight didn't happen. Then he fought before me and then I fought right after him, and somehow we still haven't got matched up. So I definitely think that that's a matchup that should happen. So that's probably the one that I would like to happen the most, but then yeah, Rob Font, and then Vinicius as well. They're all up in there as well. So we'll see what the UFC wants to do and how they want to approach it, and again, I'd like to get in there sooner than later, get this cut taken care of, and then get in there sooner than later for sure.
Did Sean Shelby, any of the guys say anything to you after?
Nothing, man. I didn't really hear much from anybody or talk much, even beforehand, really, I hadn't really heard much. For me, it was more so like I wanted to fight, and I haven't got any other fights, and I'm not saying no to a fight to Petr Yan.
And you got to give him props for saying yes to you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, it was did big risk on his side for sure too. So I definitely gave him props for that side too, because I was in there with him, and one slip, one move, and I think that's why he made a smart decision in the third. Take away the puncher's chance, and if I'm not going to get him off me and push him off the cage, then why not take that, and run with it? So definitely appreciate him giving me the shot for sure.
Hell yeah. So this is from our brother Zeke Bloom on Patreon. He said, what is the biggest thing Marcus learned from that fight alone?
The biggest thing I learned is that, I'm more skilled than I let be known, and that I can compete with these guys at the highest level. And now I know it, because, going back and looking at the fight, I fought him all southpaw. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
I'm an orthodox fighter. Yeah. Like, I limit myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Now, were you battling any demons going into that fight? And how would you go about it, say, when a thought would come into your mind, like, fuck, I'm about to fight Petr Yan. Am I sure? And then how would you?
Yeah. As far as demons like that, not at all. Even looking across at him in the cage, I was like, bro, this is where I need to be, Other than that, the only demon that I was really battling is that I had got a cut in training,
And did that open up again?
It opened up again, yep. So, and honestly, I told the doctors about it and everything, so they knew it healed.
Is that the same one?
Yeah, it was the same one.
Did you see his stitches? Dude, that's one of the worst stitch jobs I've ever seen.
They butchered it too.
Like who was it?
Whoever is in Dubai doing the stitches, they freaking, because it was a clean cut before, and I got it stitched up right away, and
it's wonky as hell.
And yeah, it's just wonky. I'm going in tomorrow to get it checked out to see what they can do about it, because when we got it fixed, like the doctors there were like, oh, bro, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it was like, okay, try not to let this cut get open during the fight. But other than that, it was like, really, man, I was in the zone, Everything's firing, all cylinders firing, so no excuses, man. I think the only thing I would do differently, again, is use my full skill set, right? Use my full skill set. I was in on takedowns on him, and it didn't take him down, right? Like, I have the ability to do these things, right? And it doesn't matter who it is across the cage. I have abilities to do these things, and I need to utilize the energy to do these things and have confidence in the fact that I have all of them, right? Fight southpaw, fight orthodox, make those adjustments, and then go out to fight. I'm a fighter, I think sometimes we want to win, and sometimes we want to do everything right, and we forget that, like, man, fighting is what got us to the dance, right? Come out here and fight these guys. Fight them hard, fight them for 15 minutes, leave it all out there, and a lot of success can be made in that as well. Also be smart and be technical and all these things as well, but, man, turn it into a fight a lot of times,
Fuck yeah. This is from Kyle Doyle. How do you guys see Umar and Mario going? That got announced, I'm pretty sure. So Umar Nurmagomedov versus our good buddy Mario. What a fucking opportunity. 5 rounds. 5 rounds. Mario's cardio is underrated. I think that it's an advantage that it's 5 rounds for Mario. What do you think about it?
I would agree to the T. I think that the 5 rounds is going to play a big part in it. I think he's going to get off a lot during those first 3 rounds as well. And I think that that Umar and them would expect him to not come out and be able to do what he does the first 3, those last 2 rounds. And I think he will be able to do that. And then his grappling's underrated as well. You know, they don't realize how great of a wrestler and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu he is. He's going to be a problem on the ground if it does go to the ground. And then if he decides that he wants to get up, he's going to get up. You know, if he decides he wants to keep it there, he can keep it there. Mario has a lot of options in this fight, you know, and not to take anything away from Umar because he's fantastic as well. And again, we're talking about that upper echelon group of guys where it's going to be not just the game plan, but, you know, who comes out there and implements and adjusts on the fly. And I think Mario does that better than just about anybody, you know. And his training regimen and the way that he's just so consistent with everything like that, man, it just plays such a big part into his character. And I definitely see Mario going out there and taking that win.
Yeah, Mario's fucking absolutely dialed. Again, another one of those guys, just like you said, so good at boxing, so good at mixing up his kicks, so good at wrestling, great cardio, great jiu-jitsu. He's going to give Umar a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
When's that fight?
So Umar's
October.
Umar's ranked number 2. Umar's ranked number 2 and Mario's number 8. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's good shit. That's pretty badass. That just shows you the UFC's got respect for Mario.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's not like just because they didn't give him that interview, who knows what they were dealing with. They're like, all right, we're going to give you the number 2 guy in the world. So they know how good Mario is. I'm excited for that bout.
Yeah.
100%.
And then who's on a tear like he's on too? You know, what is he?
Yes.
8-fight win streak in
Is
the
it
UFC.
really? Good for him.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah, nobody's on that like that.
yeah. So it's like, what else do you do? You know, what else you need to do to get an opportunity like this? Like, he did more than deserves the opportunity for sure, and he's gonna bask inside of it too.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped up for it. And then August 16th, we have a couple of our brothers going to war. We got Drakkar taking on Edson Barbosa, and Drakkar's been looking good.
Yeah.
Drakkar is a big 155er, and Edson's going to find that out in that first round, how big he is. Edson's coming up from 145. Drakkar is a very big 155er, and he's pretty locked in, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And his pressure is different, you know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of guys have a hard time with his pressure as well, and I do think that's going to be the story of the fight. You know, I think that he's going to pressure, and you've seen it. A lot of different guys a lot of different guys that pressure similar to the way that Drakkar does. Do very well against Edson Barbosa, you know, so he just got to mind a lot of those spinning attacks and those hard kicks that Edson is going to throw, you know, and close the distance and do work, and I think that he's going to.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we got a sweet fight here. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page jumping up from 170, and then they give him Jared Cannonier, who is number 8. So that's a big jump for him.
Yeah.
And again, you got to give props to Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier could be like most of these guys. No, I ain't fighting none of these guys. I want to fight someone ahead of me. And he just says, all right, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just says yes to absolutely whoever.
Yeah, 100%.
He's
and
a
honestly,
fighter.
Yeah, he's a fighter. And honestly, I don't think that's what he really wanted, but at the same time, it's like, man, you got to take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you too, you know? And I think that's where he's kind of at. Like, you know, I'm in the position where if I don't take this fight, I don't want to sit on the shelf for another 7 months either, you know? Mm-hmm. So, you know, let's go ahead. Put our chips in bed. Do we have faith in ourselves? Do we have faith? Do we have faith in our abilities? Are we a fighter? Well, let's go fight and find out.
Hell yeah. Then if someone gave you $10,000 to bet right now, Dricus versus Khamzat, who you got?
Man, if I had to put money on it, I had to put money on Khamzat. How could you not, you know? He's just efficient, and he's a vicious fighter, but that doesn't say enough about the story because Dricus finds a way to win, right? And he's a big guy too, you know, and he can grapple and he can throw, and he's so unorthodox, you know. But if I had to put the money on it, man, I just feel like Khamzat is going to be coming out all cylinders firing, and I do think that type of Khamzat could put a lot of damage on a Dricus.
Yeah, if you can weather the storm, the 2.5, 3 minute storm of Khamzat, you're going to be in good shape. But that is not an easy task.
Hell no.
He's gonna be on your back.
And what if he has 5 rounds of that? Like, you know, he's shown in different times that he can go other rounds too. If he could be the Khamzat he is in the first 3 minutes, and then learn to, you know, up and down with that, and turn that into a 5-round type of style, man, who can deal with that? Who can deal with that type of Khamzat? And who knows what he's been doing, you know? I think a lot of the medical issues that he's ran into play a big part in why he's had different issues as well. And if he doesn't have any medical problems for this whole time and he's been getting that good training in, man, you know, that's a problem. That's my thing too, is like, I don't think we've seen his full capabilities yet.
I'm curious. I mean, he's going to come out and put the pedal to the metal from round 1. And is that going to hold up? Is just randomly he's going to be able to stay composed like that? Because in his 15-minute fight with Gilbert Burns, in his 15-minute fight with Kamaru Usman, it was pedal to the metal whole time. And if 2 more rounds was going to happen with Kamaru Usman, that fight might have been quite a bit different.
Fuck yeah.
And Dricus, I mean, he's not the most like technical everywhere, but god damn it, he's an explosive athlete who is a dog.
And he finds a way to be there. And then if you're not there when he is there, he'll come after you, you know. And that's why, again, if I had money on it, I'd put it on Khamzat just because that's where I'd put the money. But without money in it, I'm going with Dricus. I think he finds ways to win, man. And I think he's going to find a way to win against Chimaev.
Yeah, Chimaev would just be a tough one to train for. You'd have to get guys, at least 4 guys, 5 guys, just switching in on you, just shooting on you on the wall, shooting on you on the wall, shooting on you, and just it would be a hard fight camp training for Khamzat.
Yeah. Grueling. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, I'm fucking excited for that fight. It's such a huge fight. All right, here we go. Who wins in a game of skate, Marcus or Peyton Talbot?
I think I definitely win in the game of skate, you know.
Now, what would you prefer? A street, like a little rail, a little half pipe, a little tabletop?
I think I beat him in all of them, all the different ones. Just looking back at footage of what he does and what I do, like it's cool to see other fighters skateboard and everything like that. But if we were to play like a regular game of skate, like ES game of skate, which is just flat ground, I definitely have a bigger bag of tricks to him flat ground for sure. And then transition wise, I have a big bag of tricks transition wise. I don't skate rails as much anymore just because the danger in skating rails and being a fighter. I just know levels to that. But even stairs, and I got decent bag of tricks on stairs. Like I don't think he could tray flip down any stairs, you know.
I mean that's pretty skilled.
And yeah,
how many stairs can you?
I just tray flipped a 6 stair the other day still. So
Tray flip, what's that?
A 360 flip. It's a 360 kick flip. So the board does a 360 and a kick flip, then you catch it and land basically.
You ever bust anything up landing? Fucking yourself
up?
Up?
Back in the day when I was younger, for sure. And then honestly, before I got in the UFC, I took the kids out to Thunderbird Park, and you know I'm doing my thing, go to ollie into the Euro, and there's a big old crack at the bottom. I hit the freaking crack, and I indigo over the top of my shoulder, blew my shoulder out, thinking I was like, bro, I can't do this anymore. And sure enough, after I did that, I was like, all right, I'm only gonna be doing things that. And even when I do the small things, I need to make sure that I'm not falling. So really my focus is making sure that I don't fall. I just like to go out and have fun. But even then, I have a big bag of tricks, and I can do a lot of stuff without necessarily falling. So I just be focused on those things for the most part. Like tray flipping the 6 stair, I can kick out of that 100 times.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I got a bunch of clips on my Instagram. I'm gonna be posting a little bit more too. I went skating last night, and it's so funny because like I put the board down for like 11 weeks, and I felt really good when I was putting the board down. You know, I was like, man, getting more consistent, getting my whole bag back where I'm like first, second try landing these things. And then I go skateboarding last night, and right off the rip, I can't even pop really. Like I'm like
that 178 pounds,
having
trouble take flight.
Yeah, dude. So by the end of the session, I'll be posting the session up here probably today. Nice. By the end of the session, I was getting my tricks back, but it's just like feeling the board again, like feeling it under your feet. You know, like. It really is just like everything. Like when you put the gloves on, you can feel your knuckles in between them. You can feel where you want to hit, how you want to hit with it. And the same thing with skateboarding. You can feel your feet where they need to be at on the board, where they're positioned at the right way. And it's like you have to get that feeling back.
Because how many years of total you skateboarded? How many years when you were doing it consistently? How long were you doing?
So I started when I was 12, and I thought I was gonna be pro. So I was skating. I was sponsored and all that stuff up until I was like 21 years old. Right before I got into fighting. I've been skating since I was 12 years old. So, 23 years I've been skateboarding.
And now your boy skateboard?
Nah, he doesn't skateboard.
He's more of a rollerblader.
Yeah, not even rollerblade. He scooted for a while, but he plays basketball, and he's in what's the name of the band now? What kind of band? It's like marching band.
Oh, sweet.
He's in marching band.
Let's go. What instrument? That's sweet. That's sweet. That's one thing I wish I would have stuck with so bad. I played viola.
Yep.
Did you really?
I wish I would have stuck with some musical thing so bad. That's one regret.
My daughter plays the violin. She kills it. She's pretty good at it.
Nice.
I love it because like they're all into like, I tell them all the time, man, do everything. Like, get into all these things, and they take it to heart and they're like, man, anything they want to do, they kind of jump into it. I love that they kind of stay away from trying to do what dad does or trying to do what dad's going to be proud of. They know that I'm going to be proud of whatever they do as long as they put every single foot into it that they're supposed to while they're doing it.
What age are your kids now?
So my oldest is 16, and then he's 15, and then my other daughter is 12, and then my youngest is 9.
So what age did you decide to get them their own cellular device?
What was it? So even my 2 youngest have theirs now, but it was about 10 years old for most of them. Right around 10 years old is when I got them with.
And then do you monitor the apps or do you just let it rip?
We monitor it. We just, but we don't go too crazy on them. I think that comes with the trust. We have caught them in other little things on their phones and stuff for sure. And I think that's a part of being a child, right, and growing up and being a parent, you know what I'm saying, to let them know that, hey, we are paying attention as well. But this is your life. We want you making good decisions because you need to make good decisions, not because you're worried that we're going to catch you, right? So giving them that little breathing room, but also making sure they understand that, hey, we're monitoring you still. So they've done a really good job about it, And even when we did catch, like my daughter had a TikTok and it's not even that she wasn't supposed to. What we had told them was like, hey, if you're going to have a TikTok, it's a conversation that we need to have, my oldest. And we didn't have the conversation, and that was the problem, right? The content that she was posting on there was an issue. It was a private page too, so all of that was all good, you know what I'm saying? Everything was fine, and I'm okay with that, especially because I believe that they're all mature, right? And if they're mature, it's more about their maturity and my confidence in how they're going to utilize the app than it is about the age they are utilizing the app. How is it going to affect them emotionally? How is it going to affect them mentally? How is it going to affect them socially? Those things play a big part, and I do feel like one thing that I've been blessed with is like they do a very good job of not letting those type of things impact their life. And I think they see it in me too, even at this high of a level. Man, I really don't care about all these vanity things, and I think it kind of plays into it. I didn't really get much promotion during this whole fight. I'm fighting Petr Yan. They weren't out here pushing it. They weren't out here putting me on anything. And again, for me, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, those aren't the things that I'm focused on building, Even when I am trying to do social things, those are things that I'm passionate about wanting to be a part of and would do it anyways, right? So trying to show them that that's how we should move and not let these things affect us. People say things, they're all going to go crazy. They're going to be on your side. They're not going to be on your side. And not letting those things affect who you are and the character that you're building.
Yeah, and it just seems like a dad like you're being, it would be easier for a kid to go and talk to you. I'm dealing with this, compared to a strict dad. No, don't fucking do this. Now the kids are just going to be lying, sneaking, not able to communicate with their dad. So, I mean, that's a fucking good way to go about it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's worse. That's terrible, right? Like, I tell my kids all the time, right? Man, whatever it is, make sure you can come to me with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to figure it out. And yeah, I'm not going to be happy about it all the time. But you're going to be better off for it, right? You're not going to have to deal with certain things because you decided to make bad decisions and now you didn't even find a way out. Come to me, right? I'd rather work with you and figure it out the right way instead of have you do it on your own, Yeah. So they all know that. And I tell them even then later on when they start getting drunk and trying to stay out and doing crazy things, I know all that stuff.
Yep.
Hit me up. Let me know what the deal is. Be honest with me so I know where you're at and what you're doing. We'll be cool. I'm not going to be happy about everything that you choose. But at least I can be there for you,
Yeah. There you go. You're a good father.
It's good shit.
I appreciate it.
Another interesting fight here. We got Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling.
Oh, shit.
August 23rd. 3 rounds. Man, Brian Ortega was going to come out and train with us. He didn't end up doing it. That's going to be a tough fight for him, though. That's going to be a tough fight for him. Brian Ortega, he stands up there in an orthodox boxing stance. Aljamain is fucking good. Aljamain's not going to be scared of Brian Ortega's guard, or he's not going to be scared of his jiu-jitsu.
And he's very unorthodox with his striking.
Yep.
Like, he'll be very funky. He's going to be the funk master in the striking department, and that's going to be a problem, I think, for Brian Ortega, who's very clean and crisp, right? He likes things to be clean. He likes things to be crisp, and I think that Aljamain is going to be trying to funk it up a little bit, and then in those grappling exchanges, a lot of energy is going to be exuded in there, and one of the best guys to do it It's Aljamain.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. But I do feel like in that fight, we're going to be seeing a lot of Aljamain sitting in Brian Ortega's guard.
I think so too. I think he'll have a hard time getting to that back position against a guy like Ortega. He does a very good job of protecting the back, and he will go to the guard. A lot of guys end up dealing with back control because they don't want to give up. They don't want to give into that guard position.
Yeah, and so a lot of MMA guys don't have a good guard. They just know get to the fence and get up, and that's where Aljo just does so good. Get to the fence, get up. You got to go to turtle. He's going to take your back. So I guess it will be an interesting fight, but I think it's going to be a tough fight for Brian Ortega for sure. Gosh, we're about to pull the trigger. I mean, I got the lease for this building next door of us. We're going to do a little pickleball facility, and I think we're going to go for a little bit of an 80s theme there. We're right next to the retirement city, Sun City, and it's one of the most booming sports for older people, and we're going to make it a cool vibe in there. When they come in, we got some old 80s tunes playing, the pickleball courts, some like 80s themed color, and I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Have you ever played pickleball?
Only once, yeah, and it's pretty cool. They have that pickleball spot right here.
Chicken and Pickle.
Chicken and Pickle, yeah.
You played there?
Yeah, I played.
I like the Pickler better. I like that place.
Diesel's decent.
No.
No.
Easy.
Let's be honest with the skill level.
I'm on or I'm off. I'm never in the middle.
And he came in. Well, he came in there
right
the other day, fresh after a bong rip, and he was it just wasn't. He wasn't looking so hot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But boys,
were you hitting my stuff? Was it my stuff?
No,
I was like, if it was mine, I know why. No, I'm joking.
But that's a sweet sport. Like this one kid I'm talking to, he turned professional in 1 year of
That's
playing.
fucking nuts.
What does that even look like? And it's just crazy too. Like, what is that? I always wonder, like, how do these other sports
Be a pro in 1 year? That's nuts. That is crazy.
Right? Crazy. And how do they play? How does these sports even play into that? What is the payouts? What is the competition?
Yeah.
How is all this playing? You know?
I asked him that, and he said, you got to win these certain tournaments, do this certain stuff. But boy, it's a fucking booming sport. And on the west side here, there's just not many pickleball facilities that are indoor with AC that are nice places. So I think we're going to do really well with it. I'm pretty excited.
I can imagine. And then just the vibe. I feel like that's your guys' vibe too. You know, like I feel like that's a really good spot for you guys to be in. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's dope. It's dope that you guys are bringing that to fruition. Everything you guys are doing with the coffee and
sure.
A lot of it's dope, man. You know, to have that vision and then have that vision come to a full concept, you know?
Dude, fuck yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's crazy even just posting on the stories how many people have reached out and kind of want to be a part of it and a part of helping out. And I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to do pretty good. And it's a nice act. When you play with duos too, singles is, I think that's where people get fucked up. I think blowing their Achilles and stuff. I want to make sure at our we're calling it the Pickle Dojo.
Okay.
That we have good warm-up protocols, and then the duos, it's just a perfect active recovery. You're not sprinting, diving, doing all this shit. You got one partner. It's just a lot of reaction time. You're still getting a good sweat, getting the heart rate up. It's fucking sweet.
That sounds super sweet. I'm definitely going to have to come check it out and get a couple games in.
100%.
See where I'm at, see where the skill is. Maybe I go pro and maybe go pro skateboarding, pro fighter, and pro pickleballer.
You'd probably were you decent at pickleball the first time you played?
Oh, yeah. You know.
You're one of those athletes. You're one of those athletes.
I feel like I have good eyes. And then similar to tennis, you know, I think like playing, if you played tennis a little bit too, you know.
You play tennis?
So my brother-in-law played tennis, and so I used to play with him a little bit. So yeah, you know, I kind of understand tennis a little bit too, and then the maneuvers of that too. And so yeah, I think that all those little things play into part. I always feel like everything intertwines. It's just how you realize that it intertwines, right? Like how you pick it out and then add it into your game.
Well, sadly for our brother Ezra, that I don't know if that's the case. I played pickleball with him. Ezra, I mean, I love the kid, but good God. It was like, dude, hit the ball.
100%. I think, again, that goes back to, like, Ezra's specifics. You know, Ezra, that doesn't hit – ball sports have never seemed to me to be one of Ezra's things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is he bad at every ball sport or just pickleball?
Well, spike ball, he's starting to pick up a little bit. But the pickleball is just not there yet.
Yeah. I do feel like he adapts very well, too, though, too. Like, he won't be good for a long time, and then all of a sudden he's great, right? You know, like – I can imagine that happen. Like all of a sudden he's gonna come in one day and he's just gonna be like, "Bro, how'd you beat everybody today?" He's gonna be like, "Bro, I don't. Last night I had a dream, and then today it's a concept."
All right, before we end here, let's get to a couple of these bookmarks on Twitter that I got going here. This is James Clear. says your relationships will rarely be healthier than your self-esteem.
I 100%. I kind of agree with that. Like I think people don't focus on relationships. And especially in our day and age, what people are focused on is themselves, right? And you see it around, like everybody's so narcissistic.
Selfish bastards.
Our culture pushes to be narcissistic. You got to care about the number one first. Number one first. If you're not focused on number one, everything else is going to fall short, and I think that's wrong. I think by loving and showing that type of compassion to others and building relationships outside of yourself, you learn to have a better relationship with self, right? Because you can be more forgiving to yourself because you've learned how to forgive others who you probably shouldn't forgive. We have a hard time doing that, right? You learn to be more loving to yourself. You learn to be more charismatic to yourself. You learn to let go of things like through having good relationships with others. So
hell yeah. Yeah, and if you're a super insecure person, you're not very disciplined, you don't do those things, and then anything someone says to you, you just take it as like, oh, you're just like insecure. Are they talking shit about me? Or and then you start. It's just hard to have a good relationship if you don't have respect for yourself.
And then, yeah, exactly.
Sleeping good, staying hydrated, start to eat good, working out once in a while. You got to have some respect for yourself, and it will 100% help your relationships, I believe. The ultimate form of preparation is not planning for a specific scenario, but a mindset that can handle uncertainty. Good one there, huh?
Love that one. Yep.
The observant person finds many teachers. Another good one. This one says, goals are for people who care about winning once. Systems are for people who care about winning repeatedly.
Nice.
That's accurate. Yep.
That's a good one. I mean, MMA is fucking hard too. Good God, you just check all the boxes. You have the best fight camps in the world. You stay disciplined. Your sparring goes good. Everything go good. And then you lose. And then you fail. Then you're a failure. So those ones, MMA is one of the worst with that. It's just fucking hard.
And then people expect you to hold on to that failure like that, though, and then a lot of people do. A lot of people will be like, oh my God, you failed. Hopefully you don't spiral out of control, because so many people could, and they could imagine doing that. But again, if you're feeding the right type of systems, if you're feeding the right type of systems, you'll dial what you need to dial in. And then just as that one moment came, it will go away and you'll be on to the next,
Fuck yeah. Most of the time, you don't need more information. You need more courage. Another good one.
Nice.
Okay, how about this one here? Bitcoin.
Oh, no.
This person said, asked Grok hey, Grok, what is Bitcoin backed by? Grok says, Bitcoin isn't backed by governments or physical assets like gold. It's secured by a decentralized network of miners using proof of work enforced by cryptography and math. Its value stems from the scarcity. There's only going to be 21 million ever. Global adoption and trust as a censorship-resistant store of value, much like digital gold. For more, see Satoshi's white paper. And now, in the next couple of days, they're going to be talking about the U.S. and how they're going to start stacking up their Bitcoin. And everyone's starting to adopt the Bitcoin more and more and more. I feel like, again, I'm not very smart, but the Bitcoin is the best investment.
I mean, you look at what people have done with that Bitcoin, how many people have become wealthy from Bitcoin. Hard argument, right? Hard argument to argue against it. There's so many people that bought into it.
You got into it?
Not me, unfortunately.
You feel like it's too late, don't you?
I think that it's at a point right now where there's so much uncertainty and everything is at a very high. You're on the high side right now, right? You're buying on the high side, similar to homes, right? Like, I got my home in 2019, right before everything happened in COVID, and now my home's worth double what it was worth then. Nothing really changed for my home.
Yeah.
And then now you also look at the interest rates. Interest rates are up double what they were before.
Yeah,
so for me to be in the same house, if I was to buy it now, bro, I'd be spending an immense amount more money than I'm spending right now. So you start looking at it like that, and it's like Bitcoin's kind of there too.
For sure.
But then again, in 5 years when it's at $1 million, be like, God, remember when it was only at 100K?
Yeah, this is
and
true.
you could buy a good amount of Bitcoin for
start bucking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's gonna happen though. That's the fucking thing.
I feel like if you're in a position where you could lose, but you have to be in a position where you could lose that money. You know what I'm saying? Because I think most people, they get in a position, they try to spend money on it, and it's like,
They spend money they don't have.
They spend money they don't have, right? And then what? Then by the time that you would even get the payout, you never get there. Similar to like starting business and not running business correctly, you never get to the point where you'd make actual money off it or even cash in on your investment.
Yeah, that's the one thing about it. I mean, even if you're putting $20 a week or $100 a week and just say, hey, I'm not going to touch this for 10 years. I'm going to put that away for 10 years and just let it sit there. I think that's a smarter way to go about it, for sure.
I might have to pick up on that.
I mean, just a little bit here and there, you won't regret it. I feel like when we're talking in 10 years, we'll be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I need to start doing stuff like that too. So I'm going to have to pick your mind.
What's your YouTube at, Marcus? I'll make sure to put a link in the description too. Are you still popping on the YouTube?
Yeah, I've been adding a couple things on there, just some training stuff, and then Eminent Wellness and how they're doing their thing. I think it's just Maniac McGhee on there. I mean,
You cook on there?
I haven't been cooking on there just because the energy and the amount of money that I spent on that type of stuff for the return that I was getting on it, man, just too much for me right now, you know. And it's something that I'm definitely still passionate about and want to do, but I got to find the way to do it with the right people, with a team that I can make it make sense, dude. Because like other than that, like I don't want to be spending a bunch of money and time and effort on this thing that, you know, hoping that it becomes something. I'd rather be spending time and effort on it because I enjoy doing it. And then if it becomes something as well, then great, right? And at the moment, I'm just not in that position.
Yeah, for my people out there, go check out his page. All the content he's uploading is quality. And I was watching your last vlog, preparing for Petr Yan, such good shit. And there's a bunch of good stuff. And then what's the Instagram?
Instagram, Maniac McGhee _MMA. It's the Instagram. And then Twitter or X is Maniac McGhee 07 on Twitch. I do have a TikTok as well. Just look up Maniac McGhee and I'll pull up on there as well. And yeah, those are most of the platforms I've been using for the most part. I am going to start getting more into the YouTube stuff. I want to start dropping a lot more skateboard material, especially while I'm in between camps. I'm going to try to just knock out some good skateboarding content and put it out there so people can see the level of skateboarding that I'm trying to do too. And I can start working with some of these skateboarding companies too, start coming out and checking out some of these pro skaters and meeting some of these guys I looked up to for a long time. So that'd be dope.
Yeah, make sure to give Marcus a follow. And then also, I mean, one of the strongest people I've ever met passed away 2 days ago. Our brother Kyle Hannon, who's been battling 14 years, I believe, of blood cancer and doing chemo all the time, like always on the brink of death, but would come into the dojo and be the most positive person. He'd be the person you go to advice for, be the most welcoming person for everyone comes in the door. Always, every chance he could get was on the mats training, and never, ever, I've never heard a negative thing come out of the guy's mouth. Yeah. A fucking absolute warrior. And I mean, the amount of things that so many people have learned from him are crazy. I'm going to get a cool little memorial thing put up in the gym about him. I'm just thankful he's not suffering anymore because he fucking has battled for a long, long time. But again, we'll never forget that guy. One of the strongest people I've ever met, for sure. And he impacted so many people.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say. You see it all over social. All the guys, you know, all the guys at the lab too, because he'd been over there a couple times too. And all those guys just, you know, sending out their love, you know, and you can tell that he impacted their lives in a major way. You know, having that type of spirit when you're going through something like that is just, it's unexplainable, you know. To be comforting when you should be the one getting comforted is amazing. So
yeah,
God rest his soul.
The amount of times I think about that guy, it's just like when you're complaining about something or you're feeling sorry for yourself or you're about to skip out on training, you think about Kyle and what he would do. Oh, it's fucking crazy. So super grateful to even been around that guy. And again, he's impacted so many of us. So rest in peace, our brother Kyle. All right, boys and girls, hit that like and subscribe button. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, Marcus, for coming in. And every week, patreon.com/Red Hawk Academy, the confidential show comes out. Joe Riggs and the boys covered last week, and things got a little crazy on that show. So go ahead and take a peek. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.